You should tuck so your hands don't suck and you get that beautiful line. It helps with your press and there will be less shoulder dropping, making your hands so fine. If you have a banana or you can't balance at all, just do some tucks. You can start at the wall. The bottom line is that the tuck helps you to not suck when you're busting your butt for that Instagram game.
Every day is upside down day in Soundschi land.
Hi and welcome to the Soundschi Land show where everybody's upside down. Last week we talked about why the tuck is such a powerful exercise to build handstand specific flexibility and strength. And this week we're going to talk about all things implementation. So if you haven't watched last week's video yet, go ahead and watch it first. So let's first talk about when it makes sense to start implementing tucks in your training. You can really start practicing them very early on. There is no real prerequisite for you other than being able to kick up against the wall. And obviously it makes a lot of sense for you to have a general foundation, like being able to hold a handstand facing the wall for like 30 seconds at least, and being able to bail out of a handstand. But for example, the bailing part doesn't have to be perfectly in place. For example, one of my students is uncomfortable kicking up and bailing out of a handstand away from the wall, like in the free space, but she actually has really solid balance as long as the wall is behind her. So it's more like a mind thing. And so we're practicing tucks, obviously, and it's making her be more secure about developing the kick up in the free space. So as you see, there is really no prerequisite. So go ahead and try things out. All right, so let's talk about how to practice them. As a first step, you want to understand the form of a tuck, meaning we're going to take away the factor balance and we're just going to do it at the wall and try to understand the shape. You can test out where you're at with tucks by setting up in a face-to-wall handstand. Make sure your line is stacked, meaning your wrists and your shoulders and your hips are in line. From there, you're just going to slide your knees down until they arrive at about hip level. Depending on how this test exercise went for you, you're going to focus on a different thing. So, was this super easy for you? Great. Then practice that position and work on holds. So you want to develop 5 seconds, 10 seconds, do several sets of that, and just get stronger in that position. If this was somewhat possible for you, but it was excruciatingly hard, then you're not going to work on holds. You're going to make it dynamic. You're going to work on sliding your legs up and down so you don't spend too much time in that tough position, and you're just going to work your way up to being able to hold the low position longer. If this was way too hard for you and you're like, there's no way I can do this, you can start with your back facing the wall. In a back to wall tuck, you simply kick up to the wall pretty close. Again, make sure you push tall so you don't lose your alignment between your hands and your hips. And then you bring your knees down just to the point where they would have to leave the wall and you would be in balance. But you're just going to hold the position there and focus on the push. Here are some basic pointers when you go for understanding your shape and form in a tuck first. First of all, form matters. So in these exercises, really focus on how you're doing them and film yourself, because what you feel is usually not what it looks like, and that's completely normal, but you need to develop that feeling. And the second thing is the dynamic slides come before the static holds. The static holds are harder and are going to challenge you more. All right, second, let's talk about balance. Once you've understood the form, this is going to be the next step. To start working on the balance part, it really helps if you're comfortable already with wall slides, tuck slides facing the wall. The principle of correcting over and under balance is the same as I've explained in one of my previous videos called How to Get Your Handstand Away from the Wall. And we're just going to apply it to the tuck. In a perfect world, you would set yourself up so that you're already stacked in place, you hold that position, and then you're just gonna slide your feet down. And once you get to the point where if you slide further, your toes are gonna leave the wall, you're just gonna resist with pushing your shoulders and imagine that you're gripping the floor with your hands. And then see if you can hold that balance. If you feel like you're falling towards the wall, you're just gonna grip your fingers into the floor really hard to prevent your body from going over. This requires you to be tight in your position. The second way to understand balance is facing the wall, which is gonna challenge the underbalance side of your body a little more and might help you understand how to save yourself from underbalance as well. For this, you're gonna climb up facing the wall. Again, make sure the line between your hands and your hips is unbroken and is tight. Then you're gonna slide your knees down into your tuck and shifting your weight to the center of your hands. And you feel your feet getting light on the wall. That's where you're gonna try and hold yourself and then just lift one leg away and let the other one float off all by itself. If you are stacked and you have enough strength to keep the resistance against gravity in your shoulders, then you're gonna float away from the wall all by yourself. It helps to think of working from the bottom up, meaning that you're pushing with your hands and your shoulders rather than pushing your body away with your feet. That's not gonna help you at all. Some rules of thumb for practicing the balance part are start higher, like in a baby tuck, and then work your way down to a deeper position. And in contrast to the part where you're working on understanding the position, when you're working on the balance, the static holds are easier. And once you get better at the holds, you can work on the dynamic move of transitioning between your straight balance, going to your tuck, and then moving back up to straight. And of course, it also helps to film yourself here, because in my opinion, the thing with your inner sensation and what you see on the camera just never changes. At least it takes very long. So once you've understood the shape and how to balance it, you just need to apply it in the free space. And for that, you need to enter into a handstand in the free space. And you can do that in different ways. You can kick up and then tuck down from a straight handstand, or you can tuck up directly with a tuck jump, or you can straddle up or you can tuck press. Anyway, there are so many different ways, but because handstand entries are actually so much harder than they look, and they require a lot of precision, that's a topic for an entirely different video. So I will leave you with that for now, and I really hope that this was useful and interesting for you. Let me know in the comments down below where you're at and what you struggle with the most. Maybe the community can help you and I can help you. It's always good to learn from each other. And sign up for your 7-day free trial to train with me on Zoom. I give Zoom classes every day. The schedule is designed to offer an all-round balanced handstand and flexibility training, and we have the most amazing community. So check it out. Head over to nookmovementstudios.com, and here you'll get a little explanation of what it is and what we do. Communities can help us grow so much, but as we enter the grown-up world, it can get really challenging to juggle work and family and all the other things in life. And especially if you're learning a handstand, it can get really hard and it can feel like you're alone. But you're not alone, and the internet has opened up opportunities for us to actually meet face to face. So you don't have to go above and beyond like I did to meet like-minded people and travel around the world. You can train together, learn from each other, and get your handstands side by side from the comfort of your home. And because we train every day, we are super focused on doing the thing in 30 minutes. Our classes are designed to be efficient and keep you consistent. And you can do them live or on demand whenever you have the time. So head over to nookmovementstudios.com, check out our live schedule, and sign up to your 7-day free trial so you can get on track with your goals and join our global family. And I can't wait to see you in class. And I'll see you next Monday. It's never too late to do what you love. Bye. Parrot butt. Na 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 na. Parrot butt. Parrot butt. Parrot butt. Parrot butt. Shy, shy. Parrot butt. Parrot butt.